Hey, this is my video on spiritual counseling versus biblical counseling. Spiritual counseling seems to be more of a overall counseling on how a person feels about a spiritual being, or a not necessarily based on the Bible or based on religion, but based on they have a belief in a greater power. And spiritual counseling maybe is based on their feelings as far as how that greater power integrates with them. Not necessarily when you go into more of the biblical or Christian counseling, that is more of the Bible and the Christian perspective, and how that relates to the client and how that affects them. So I think this spiritual counseling is a little more aloof, a little more broader, much broader, I should say, not a little broader, but much broader perspective, and takes into account any type of spirituality or a being that you might believe in, where a Christian counselor would take into more of a narrow perspective as how it dealt with them personally as a believer and as a Christian and as in that faith. So in looking at the different websites and trying to determine, what fits people, it just depends on how the person feels spiritually. Do they feel like they do belong to a specific denomination? And if they do, especially a Christian, whether it be Baptist, Presbyterian, Christian churches, others, they would, a lot of them may have a deeper religious connection with God and with the Bible, where others just feel like they have a connection with a greater being, or a being that may be looking over us, and so they would fit more into the spiritual counseling. So it just gives everybody a way to be able to connect. And with all the studying we've been doing recently, the majority of the people feel like that some type of spirituality or based belief helps them to heal faster and gives them comfort when trials and things are going bad in their life. So most people acknowledge some type of spirituality in order to help them cope and get through processes. So it is important that we as counselors at least try to find out what the client is looking for, understand what their needs are, and be able to address their needs, which is more appropriate for them, not necessarily what our needs are, or impose our needs or our religion on them. It's more trying to find out how they feel, where they stand, and what would help them most be able to cope with what's going on in their life.